Crosby from the corner, twisting and turning inside out. Beautiful move, trying to get the shot on. He holds, he shoots, he scores! Absolutely!
The pitch, high fly ball center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall. Goal!
Roethlisberger gives him a lot of room here. Juju Smith-Schuster off to the races inside the 30, the 20, the 10.
You know, I love that great logo, 10 season logo by Anthony Veltri, otherwise known as A1. Great job. We appreciate it. I already told him by October 4th, it'll be down. That'll be the last showing of this great logo, so all you know. That's for all of you that have been watching the show. If you're new, thanks for watching Pittsburgh Sportsline live in the BPTV studio. Right in the municipal building here in Bethel Park. Police stations to the right, we're to the left. Above us is the great library. Mayor's offices, admin offices are all up there. So check it out. We're not hard to find, right near the Lytle stop on the T. So now you can picture it. And I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. We don't have Smoking Jim Frazier, but we have Nick Callis in his seat, Chip Hayner in his normal seat. He's back from where?
Maine.
And he was munching on some lobsters. And we got A2 back in the seat. And thank you for watching on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park, and all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between. And in the greater Pittsburgh area, you can watch our shows on Verizon 32, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for the Facebook likes. We hit a new high of 6,945.
Yeah.
So we're trying to hit that 7,000. I was at a men's networking lunch at the Rivers Club. Kelly Frost, who is a great guest on the Talking Machine show, you can check it out. She invited me and met about 16 other guys there for a great lunch at the Rivers Club downtown. They've been around for about 40 years, and they have clubs all over the country, even golf courses and all that other stuff. Great restaurant. Hey, before I get started too deep, thanks for Jim Ellenbogen for watching. Thanks for Marla for watching. Thanks for my catcher in Little League and Pony League, Greg Kirby, for watching. Amy Sills from the bakery at Giant Eagle.
Well, you remember the people you used to play ball with?
Yes.
What a concept.
Yes. Yes. And Amy's a fan of yours, Chip. She said, "Welcome back, Chip."
Thank you very much.
So we can start.
Good to be back.
Yes. All right. We got some promos to put up here, so we'll pull the first one out. We got A1 on the camera nearest to my right. And let's see what he comes up with. Look at that close-up. Thanks to Dave Cable's guidance, we get close-ups on these flyers. Olive Oil's Pizzeria, 412-831-1900. Frank Fanera is a good friend of mine. He provides us with an XL pepperoni pizza and a 6-slice foot-long steak hoagie. That way we don't fight over it, and we eat it delicately here in the studio. So they're great for Italian food, salads, pasta, you name it, they got it there, and it's all fresh stuff. I recommend it highly. Ran into a couple people. Even Jim Cromie was on the trip, took us to the State College for the baseball champion Bethel Park Blackhawks. Second, two in a row.
Back to back.
They did a two-peat back-to-back for the Blackhawks. I was saying you got to play AC/DC back in black. And we have some great interviews coming up. We're even going to have a little promo tease for you with what we filmed. A1 was filming all day with me, and he had to put up with the talking machine all day from about 10:30 till midnight. So he ended up cutting it down to under 35 minutes, so we'll see what comes up. But yeah, check out this Olive Oil's Pizzeria, Hillcrest Shopping Center.
They got that down to 35 hours.
No. No. We have some rules. We end each show with Oh, shout out to Joe Board, owns Boxing Gym in Toronto, Ohio, right outside of Steubenville. We did an on location there a few years ago. Joe Board has one of the best boxing gyms that I know. Thank you for watching. All right, let's see what he did. Look at that close-up. There's Joey Fabus, died 9 years ago at 8 years old before DIPG. And below it, if I raise it up, what will that look like? There's Joey with DIPG, the dreaded brain cancer. And I'm testing A1 skills, so we'll try to hold it steady. They started the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, and it's been around since that time. I do the special 5K 1 mile superhero walk for the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, second or third week of September each year. Superheroes, oh, my sound's on. This technology got this old timer stuck. There we go. All right, sorry to drop that A1. We've been fumbling the ball a little. Shout out to Gio Pizzo for watching, good friend Gio. And the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation has raised over $100,000. They've given money to Children's Hospital Dr. Gary. When I talked to him last year, he said they're getting close to finding out how to stop the growth of cancer. So we'll see what happens there. Marla just said, stay Joey strong, friend of mine. Thank you. And Amy gave us an update. Amy, in case you didn't notice that we're all football, basketball, baseball, tiddlywink viewers, we know that the Pirates won yesterday and they're on a streak 2 in a row.
Let's go.
So, and somehow we have Chip wearing a bright Pirate shirt. He may want to speak on it. We'll just tease you that there's a possibility that he'll speak about the Buccos.
Stranger things have happened.
But check out our events with the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. They do events all through the year. And if you can make the superhero race, you donate money. It's their biggest fundraiser. So stay tuned for that in September. All right, next up, another test for A1. Let's see what he got. I got my Bethel Park colors on for Smoking Jim, and he's not here. I'm trying to be like him wearing a pirate hat.
Dallas is important.
Only I root for the Blackhawks. By the way, Smoking Jim said he was in Dallas, and then I had to share, you know how he posts sweeties all the time, Jim Ellenbogen and others on Facebook? He posts family pictures, and I told him now the secret's out. He has 2 girls and a great son, and he has 3 grandchildren, and he showed a picture of his ex-wife. So it's quite the mystery for all of you that have been watching my show for almost 11 years. Nobody ever thought he was married, and I was shocked when I found out about his son about 6-7 years ago. Shout out to Hammer. He calls his son Hammer. But Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, 2600 South Park Road. Red and white trolley, you can't miss it. Dance studio there, a great photographer and artist there. They also have great coffee, roasted coffee at Reginald's Coffee. They have green tea. They don't have all the loose leaf tea, but they have loose leaf green tea in a bag. So it was very good when I was there. It's a full leaf green tea. And I was there just a couple weeks ago. Shout out to Matt and Julie. And that's what we have for the schoolhouse. 1905 it was built, totally remodeled. Special room, community foundation, auditorium. I'm a trustee on the board, so I got to put a plug in for my people. All right, let's see what we got next. So far, A1's doing pretty well. I'll try to adjust it. Ralph gave us a thing. Tackle, signed defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi to a 1-year contract.
Steelers signed him?
Yeah, that's what Ralph. Thanks,
They
Ralph,
said
for
they
the
signed him to a
update.
prove-it contract.
Yeah,
He had had a $40 million 3-year contract voided by the Bears
right.
because he couldn't pass the physical.
Well, I'm sure they got something in there. Vicky Parme worked with me at the Post-Gazette. Thanks, Vicky, for watching. We appreciate it. All right, here's a picture of Bennett. He's a smiling young lad that died at 16 and a half. He was a handicapped guy, but you never would have known it. He was always smiling and happy. So his parents, after he died at 16 and a half, about a year and a half ago, started a 501c3 foundation, and they named it Always Be Smiling. So you can donate money to help other people and children that need transplants. Bennett had 2 transplants. The last was by his dad, Dean. So Kristen and Dean, his mother and father, started the 501c3. They do events, just did a couple in the last couple months, where they get money and give money and have activities for kids that have kidney trouble like I did. I had chronic kidney disease, and they try to get you living donors, like my son's a living donor. And you live longer if you get the living donor, just to give you that history. And I'm just truly blessed. And they're helping and doing great things. Thanks to all of my friends and fans that have liked the page, and they appreciate that it's up over 1,200 likes. So it's always good. All right, we'll pull out, since we talked about kidney transplants. One of my friends, a social worker, talked about this lady, Kathleen Miller, that I should talk to her because of my kidney transplant, so I did. Her kidneys were functioning at 17%, and I heard they're dropping. So she wanted to try to get a living donor like I had. So she gave us a great flyer. You can see her smiling face. There's Kathleen. She got a donor. She thinks it's from people watching our show, so thanks to whoever did it. We'll only find out when she gets worse, sad to say, that she can get the transplant. So we'll find out then. And until then, prayers to Kathleen. Next up, we do 501c3s. Community Foundation has grant money for you. They have from $100 to $5,000. Just apply online, bpcf.org. You know about the WW, so just type all that in, and you can get their applications. I'm a trustee on the board. We meet every other month. God bless you, Nick. This was serious, so I hope you're okay.
No, we're good.
That sounded serious.
I kind of snorted.
He snorted.
I'm sorry.
Well, he's not used to summer solstice. It only happens once a
I
year.
think he got too much sunlight today.
Yeah, he did. He did. He looks a little pink.
Keep going. I'm good.
All right, we were just checking on you. But check out the Community Foundation, do a lot of great things, have given out over $1 million in 26 years. So you can do the math, even if you're from KO like me and Nick, you can figure that out. And we keep giving it away each year to help others in our community, making Bethel Park better. So thank you to them and being a member there. We need to take a little time on.
A2 just keeps looking at me. I don't know why.
How'd you bring A2 in? He's the most
Look at him.
innocent guy.
Where else was I supposed to look?
You had him sit there. He could have sat there, but you guys got graphics certain ways that you can't do it.
Now I'm crying.
Very rigid. All right. I'm glad we got through this. Dave Cable made this. Let's see what A1 came up with here. Hold it. Before I go to that, wow, that looks great. Tony from Chick-fil-A has a question for Chip, only because Smokin' Jim's the baseball expert that knows nothing. He goes, who is the Pittsburgh Pirates' all-time catcher in franchise history, Chip? That's a good question, because we go back,
Well,
what,
yeah.
to 1870-something?
You know, some old timers will argue Smokey Burgess. I personally, in my lifetime, I would say it was Manny Sanguillen.
I was going to put a vote in for Manny. I saw him play, and anybody that could crouch like he could and throw a ball to second base,
And he was the
I got to
worst,
give him a vote,
He was the worst bad ball hitter
which is a good
that
thing.
I've ever seen besides Clemente. He would hit a ball that was in the opposite batter's box, 3 feet away from the plate, and he'd hit it to right field for a single.
Right, but he didn't cheat like Roberto did and wipe the lines away. Roberto was so far in the bucket there.
It's
and
because Roberto already had the lines erased by the time Manny got to bat.
Great point, Chip. You got me on a technicality. All right, I want you for BPTV. As you know, Uncle Sam's a great figure in our history. I won't talk about Smokin' Jim not knowing that. So Dave made fun, since I want you for BPTV. 412-831-3304. If you're in high school, Dave Cable will teach you from A to Z how to run cameras, sound, audio, video, you name it. He even teaches the kids that come from PTC College and how they got to operate things here, and it's to run a TV station. We just have a new volunteer here. Corey's here. We got A2, we got A1, and I can't believe Ryan took over control of the control room. He's the most silent guy we have here. Somehow we got the countdown to get it out, and look at how he makes us look, and look at my face on Uncle Sam. All right, that's enough of that. We'll carry on, and we're going to start with what's on your mind, Nick Callis.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you've got to see Levine.
Great Smoking Jim impersonation.
And I caught it. Let's go. Man, you know, I'll tell you, the underlying, like, you watch Sportsline for sports talk. That's great. But you also watch Sportsline for the underlying parodies amongst the characters on the panel. Smoking Jim has children, and you didn't know that in 2011, and you've been guessing for years, and now we've confirmed it. Like, it's like we're on season 11. It's like, oh, Smoking Jim's a father and a grandfather? That's crazy to me.
And then he has a son.
Exactly. He has children.
The Hammer.
The Hammer. That's
two daughters
that would
and
be
a
the
son.
that would be the nickname. That would be the name of his son, Hammer, or he calls him Hammer. It's a nickname.
No, he calls him Hammer.
I mean, that's Smoking Jim for you. So, like, the parody continues, the drama continues.
Well, Nick, I just wanted to interrupt. If you like all this stuff, I've kept that a secret since we were doing a boxing match at the Royal Place, which has closed down the last couple years. I'll give a short story. Because I knew Smoking Jim for a few years. Never said he was married, never said he had children, nothing like that. I'm always early when we do on-location shows. So I'm at Royal Place an hour and a half early. I look down, I see a black lady, and I see a young boy with Smoking Jim standing right at the boxing ring. So I go, hey, Smoking Jim, how you doing? He goes, Machine, I'm doing good. I go, what are you doing here so early? He goes, I want you to meet somebody. This is my ex-wife, Cheese, and this is my son, Hammer. Two nicest people I ever met.
What'd they call her? Cheese.
That was their nickname.
Do we know why? We don't know why.
Excuse me, I'm telling my story, sir. You can ask questions off the air. That's why you like the personalities. Somehow I put up with this. It's a little difficult, but carry on.
All right, well, sports related. Rashard Mendenhall's back on Twitter. His 35th birthday, he decides to tweet out that he did not fumble the football in the Super Bowl when they played the Packers back in 2010, or the 2010 season. And man, he also put the hashtag free34 because that was his number when he played running back with the Steelers. And, you know, hashtag free34, it's like of all the bad things that happen in life, it's just like, let's free Rashard Mendenhall from critique, from criticism that, you know, he botched
Oh, I
a
have
play.
one question.
Yeah, what's up?
Why now?
It was his 35th birthday. I guess that was his present to the universe. Let me just
Yeah,
go
well,
ahead
You know
and
that
say,
any lie you put out on Twitter
That's true.
becomes true.
Yeah.
Okay.
sure. I mean,
Thanks for clarifying.
as I've said on this
I'm
show,
still old school. I
as-
believe a lie's a lie and a truth's the truth.
as I've said on this show,
Everywhere.
as I've said on this show before, Twitter is the endless rage machine. So here's Rashard Mendenhall, just really sad and upset because there's still criticism. I guess. I mean, I don't even really talk about that Super Bowl anymore because the bottom line is the Steelers haven't won in a while.
It was
so that's
only talked
a
about
problem.
back then.
Exactly. So I'm just like, did his 35th birthday. He's been retired for years, and now he's just like, free 34. Why? What are we doing? I was 12 years old when that Super Bowl happened. Like, and now I'm here. So, like, that's how long ago it was. That's crazy. So, keep the endless rage
11
machine.
years ago.
Yeah, keep the endless rage machine going because, I mean, silly stuff like that. I mean, I'm surprised every day, and Rashard Mendenhall doing good things. He absolutely fumbled that football. He absolutely should have held on to it. He's not escaping criticism because he's made millions of dollars playing in the NFL, so we'll still criticize him. He doesn't need to be freed, so I want to let everybody know that. That's
Glad
what's
that
my
was
mind.
on your mind
Yeah.
today. Thank you very much. All right, Chip, welcome back. What's on your mind?
Well, thank you, Alan, and good evening, everybody. And I think we should start a Twitter account for Neil O'Donnell and say I didn't throw those 3 interceptions in Super Bowl 30.
And make millions and getting traded away.
Hey, the wrong guys caught him. It wasn't me. I didn't throw it. Okay. But anyhow. Look what's going on at PNC Park. We've got an
I watched it the
infusion
last 2 days.
of young talent coming up and trying to make their way onto the big league roster. I'm going to touch a little bit more on the influx of rookies onto the Pirates roster making their debuts this year a little later on in my trivia segment.
Okay.
But it's an exciting brand of baseball. I would much rather watch a team that's got a bunch of young guys trying to make a name for themselves as opposed to paying 30-something names or free agents who are trying to resurrect a career that never was or never will be. It's a lot of fun to go down to the ballpark. It's a lot of fun to watch the games. Sunday, perfect example. Jack Sawinski on Father's Day, nonetheless. First player in Major League history to hit 3 home runs. First rookie to hit 3 home runs in a single game, one of them being a walk-off. And his dad was there in the stadium to see that
His dad,
happen.
Tim.
Yes, so that was a big moment last night. O'Neill Cruz set the world on fire. Came
about
out like a
that
house
throw?
of fire.
Yeah.
Well, I thought a more impressive performance was by Bly Madras,
Whoa.
who was playing right field, who was making his major league debut last night, who ended up going 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and that's a pretty amazing start for a young man. But that doesn't mean that any or all of these players are going to end up becoming great major league players.
Even Cruz, it was the fastest throw this year for an infielder.
But
everybody gets something.
There's a lot
all
of
the time.
positives.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a lot that's yet to be determined. And you know what? I'm going to sit back and enjoy the ride because we talked for years, blow this thing up, tear it down, and so we've done that. Yet I still hear people criticizing the Pirates because they're not spending money when they've done exactly what everybody's been screaming for them to do. They tore it down to the foundation,
And got rid of
and
the
they
people in
started-
charge.
They started rebuilding. Now, take into account, we criticized the last management group, Neil Huntington, Clint Hurdle, but let's take into account O'Neill Cruz. He's Neil Huntington's pick.
Tony Watson to the Dodgers.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Thank you, both of you.
So this is we're seeing the development now, and take into account, it's not going as fast as we would like it to go, because we lost a year and a half of minor league baseball. 2020, there was no trading, no development. There were no minor leagues. Half of last year, the minor leagues weren't even there. So now we're making up for lost time, and look at how quickly these people are starting to filter through the system.
Here's the perfect example. Sawinski was a Double-A ball player.
Well, and this is another thing that I really like what the Pirates are doing. If the guy in AAA isn't performing at a level that warrants him being brought up, go to Double-A. You hop him. That should motivate that guy in AAA to do what he needs to do to be better,
Or
to
be
make
gone.
himself
Or be gone, yeah.
Or maybe
Chip,
he's
I
not the right
love
guy.
that you're embracing change in ideology in baseball, because that didn't used to happen. So that's good.
That is good, but don't ever forget.
Ding, ding.
I am old school when it comes to baseball.
ding.
I hate the DH. I will never like it. I don't care if they do.
Ding, ding, round 1.
I do not want to see automated umpires.
Ding, ding, 2.
We agree on that.
But I like the influx of young talent onto this team. It makes them worth watching, in my humble
Hey,
opinion.
Chip, you'll like this conversation I had. I talked to an umpire up in the stands, and we were talking about, having an automated computer doing it. He goes, Al, do you know, because we became friends, this guy named Todd, he referees basketball, baseball, football, I think even volleyball. And then he's a tour guide at one of the caves nearby, Penn Cave. So he's saying, do you know if the ball hits the ground and goes through the, whatever the computer thing is set up there, it can count as a strike.
Exactly.
So that isn't right.
But the thing that people fail to realize is that little square they put on the television isn't correct either. It's off.
Yes,
That's
that
what
is
he
correct.
was describing, how it's off
You know,
with that. Yeah,
The
he
strike
did-
zone changes.
and
with
the
every
strike
pitch up and
zone
down.
and the strike zone has always changed from batter to batter because it used to be from the top of the knees to your chest. Well, why do you think Pete Rose squatted down and made his strike zone shorter?
Well,
You know,
That was one of the reasons
does-
he even said that.
it doesn't just change from batter to batter. It changes from pitch to pitch. The top of the zone is formed from the midpoint between the waist and the shoulders. So a player can crouch to start his stance.
And
but
he's an
just-
umpire.
Yeah, I do PIAA. The strike zone's formed when the batter is striking at the pitch. So he could start here, but as they move up, the umpire's supposed to call where the position is where they're ready to actually hit the pitch. So, like, that's why if like 3-0, if a batter's standing up straight and you see a pitch come up
Yeah.
high, an umpire usually won't call that a strike because that's not where he's striking the
changed,
pitch.
yeah.
It's just where he's standing. So
right?
keep that in mind.
And while he's striking the pitch, that would probably be up near his chin.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Guess what? No ding ding on that. They agree.
I just was clarifying.
No, I'm cool with
I
it.
understood what he said,
I-
so I'm good.
I do this in life. I respect everybody's opinion, and then when we get facts out, then we can debate.
I respect young Nick here. Sometimes I disagree with him, but I still respect it.
We got it. Hey, welcome to Pete watching us. Bob Ridgway from Shady Mugs, a great band. Southern Rock in the area is watching. That's my man. And let's see who else. Chief Chuck McElroy's watching. So, yeah, the Chief is there. So we'll get a comment from him in a minute. All right, we're going to A2 right now. What's on your mind, A2?
What's on my mind is in basketball, I was wrong. Figures. I predicted the Celtics to win in 6. It was the Warriors that won in 6. I got to give them credit. Steph Curry is basically put himself down in the leagues. Me and Chip were talking about it actually before. Is Steph Curry one of the greatest in the basketball, like in basketball history? I would say yes. He is definitely shown that no other player in history can shoot like he can from the three-point line, and there might not ever be one to be as good as him.
I only have one side point to make. If Pete Maravich were able to shoot with a 3, his average would have went up maybe 30 points.
But I will tell you this: Steph Curry Pete Maravich was one of the most amazing players. This is before your time.
Just look up some
But
video.
Steph Curry is
Video.
right there. I would say he's definitely top 10 all time.
Well, here, I'll
Yeah.
put my vote in. He's 1 or 2 in history with shooting. I say the best ever. I got to concur with that. But I would have liked to have seen Pete because my dad knew him, knew his dad Prez, and I saw him play live. So, I mean, when you see the talent and skill he had, he made everybody around him better. And even though they knew they'd get a pass, sometimes they just stood and watched him play. I mean, what player do you ever see do that on a regular basis?
Oscar Robertson
young
was
puppies.
another
Yeah.
one.
No, but I mean, in this day
Bob
and age,
Cousy.
when do you see that?
Very
Another
rare.
old timer,
Yeah.
Alan Bob Cousy.
Yeah, well, that's who my Uncle Shmuley was called by Myron Cope. The best Pittsburgh basketball player in Pittsburgh is Shmuley Levine, my uncle, who was on the first pro basketball team called the Pittsburgh Raiders, 1945. Had to throw out some family history there. A2, I couldn't agree with you more on what you're saying. And Steph capped it off with an MVP.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Right?
I don't know if he won one before.
No.
No, that's his first.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
his
that
first
was why it
MVP
was
award.
exceptional.
Yeah.
Because the pressure was on him. Look at the game before when he stunk it up with 17 points.
Yeah, people. He deserved that completely. He should have had one like in one of the finals he won beforehand. I don't know why they didn't. They gave it to Andre Iguodala in the first one. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, that was an
kinda-
odd one.
They just
Yeah.
sort of just gave it to him. I don't know why. I mean, he played good, but
He
there was
might have
definitely
paid somebody off.
there was definitely some better players on that team.
Yeah, well, Steph may not have got the trophy, but he got the money.
Yeah.
Oh, and then some. And I just asked, what happened to KD? Why did he ever leave? That's the mystery that I
He
have.
wanted to go play with Harden and Irving in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
now they're gone.
And now they're gone.
And that's good.
And Kyrie's also about to be gone. He's about to be traded.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
be playing with LeBron again in Los Angeles.
Probably.
That's what they say. We'll see what happens. All right, enough of that. Tony's on fire from Chick-fil-A. Chip, he got another one for you. Fred Carroll, he must have been doing research, played catcher and outfield for the Pirates in 1891. He was the first Pirate to hit for the cycle. if we're giving away a gift, Tony, from Chick-fil-A, we would do that for you.
Yeah, throw an extra pickle on your chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It's on me.
There you go. There you go.
Good. That's good.
Well,
Pickles.
how about Chief brought this one up, which is a good classic. You'll like this, Chip. How about Dick Grote, MLB MVP and second pick in the NBA, two-time world champ. Chief, you win the second prize of the night.
Chief, listen up to my next segment, okay?
Whoa, stay tuned.
Little tease.
All right, what's on my mind? It's about sports, but I was honored to get a text message last week, and Dave Cable sends it to me, so I'll give he goes, Al, are you doing anything on Friday? I said no. He goes, how would you like to go to State College? We'll get the details later. You've been asked to interview the Bethel Park boys baseball team while they're playing in the championship finals at State College. Great field out there. Jim Cromie, our communication director of Bethel Park, set it up. He drove me in A1 from Bethel Park to State College in 3 hours. We actually stopped and ate at Dairy Queen. He treated.
3 hours?
So-
What'd you do taking your time?
Yeah,
I drove through State College Friday afternoon.
yeah. We did. We stopped. We
2
stopped
hours.
one time.
2 hours.
Well, I had to go there and back, so.
No, that was one time.
One
3
way.
hours?
One way.
Oh, that's a long.
I
That
didn't
is a long
stutter.
time.
We came.
Nick is faded out from the
Whoops.
summer solstice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came right through there,
Yeah.
and then took 22
Yeah.
straight in.
We did, but Jim was driving. I couldn't complain. Anthony had a good trip there. He was taking pictures of scenery, and he did a great job on taking some video. We weren't allowed because PCN, state TV, they were filming everything exclusively. All we could do was interview before the game, during the game, and we were allowed on the field. You know how Pittsburgh Sportsline goes wherever we're supposed to, so we were right on the field, and we did interviews after the game. They invited me to dive into the dog pile. I got there a couple seconds late, so they were all on the ground getting up, and I got to hold the trophy. It's a great trophy like I did last year. Talked to the head guy in charge of PIAA, and they're tearing that field down, tearing the turf up, putting new scoreboards in, bringing the fence in left field. And it was just a great day. A home run by Geddes started the streak. It was a pitcher's duel up until about the fifth inning. And they ended up winning 5-0, became the first 5A, listen to this, back-to-back champs ever. And only 4 teams have done it in history. I heard Riverside, the team at Riverside, did 2-time back-to-backs, and then somebody else. So it's quite an honor. I was so honored for BPTV to be able to do these interviews, and they're going to have it up potentially by tonight, I heard. So we'll see. I'll be putting it out there on Pittsburgh Sportsline so you can check it out. Quite the day, and it was a great facility. We had to sit around a lot and watch all the play, but I enjoy watching baseball, and it was just a fun day. Met a lot of parents, students, and other people that came out. Bethel Park came out there, but Saline Grove, probably they're closer to the stadium. They had probably triple what the Bethel Park people had there, but you could tell Bethel Park was there. We're Bethel Park proud, and we're going to come back from graphics in 10 seconds with the VIP. We lost one of our hosts,
Oh,
Babe Ruth.
I know what they're talking about. Hey, so we're not throwing baseballs here, but my opinion today is that this stuff is awesome. I'll tell you what this stuff is. So my parents and I were going through some old stuff and stumbled upon this bat. And it's got an engraving on it. If you want to check that out, if you want to get a close-up, go for
Here,
it.
go
But,
for A1.
yeah, it's good. And
Watch Chip.
zoom in on
You
that
know
one.
Chip's right next to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to hit him.
I'll take a few good blows to the
Yeah,
head.
so
No action on the show here.
So this is from the Cooperstown Bat Company. When I was 12 years
Hold
old.
it. Explain what the heck happened.
When I was 12 years old, I played in a Cooperstown tournament with the Pittsburgh Prowlers, which was my travel team that I played for. And as you see there, 2011, July 2nd through the 7th.
11 years ago.
We're 2 weeks away from this being 11 years since I went and played in that tournament. And I wanted to talk about this because it was, you can go ahead and look at that. So we all got bats whenever we were done playing as like a souvenir to commemorate our time playing there in Cooperstown. And that's the Cooperstown Bat Company. I've never used that bat because it's like a relic for me.
I noticed.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Then I got this. Then I got this baseball.
What is it?
So this is a Cooperstown official Youth Baseball Hall of Fame ball. This is what we used when we played in our games. And I hit a home run in one of our games. It was a Monday. And they give you the ball every time you hit these home runs, which is really cool. And I wanted to tell Chip this. I never got a ball for bunting a ball to first base. You always get the ball in Little League when you hit the home runs because that's what they're going for. Big.
Well, don't girls
big
like the
ball.
long ball?
Yeah. Ryan, go ahead. Don't we have a clip?
Uh-oh.
You know what? You know
Hold
what I
it,
got my
Chip.
ball for?
What's that?
Hitting a triple.
Wow.
It won the game.
Yeah. See that? I got.
Guess what I got baseballs for?
It was a bases clearing.
No
triple.
hitters.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty cool. But yeah. So
Do we have that clip?
there we
it is.
go.
Whoa. That was Nick at bat out of the ballpark. If you heard the sound effects his dad was filming, there's Nick sprinting to home.
Yeah. I usually sprint. I never jogged when I hit home runs. in
Play by
baseball.
play.
But
He was moving
yeah,
there.
it was pretty cool. That and my mom got a shirt too that said
Hey, Nick, thanks for bringing this in. That's so
welcome.
cool.
That my son hit a home run in Cooperstown again. There was no shirt that said my son bunted a ball for a single
Really?
in a game. Yeah, they're all about the home runs. And then, because of that home run and because of my playing in Cooperstown and because of what I did,
You got some bling.
I got a ring.
Wow.
So this ring is
Get a close-up
this
of that,
ring
A1.
is a symbol.
Pull up on that. Go
Yeah.
100 magnification.
So this is my induction. This is my
Did he get
token into the Little
Look
League,
at
the
that.
American Youth
Way to
Little
go,
League
A1. Hold it still, Nick.
Hall of Fame. So I never really flexed this because I was focusing on my career in Waynesburg. But looking back on relics in my room, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in the Little League Hall of Fame, and I didn't mention this to the public. I'm on a television show. So
Today's the
here's
day.
that. And then
Hold
Far
it.
be
Who
it
was
from you to toot your own horn.
that's what I'm saying.
But toot, toot.
And then here's the and then
Here's the jersey.
Here's the jersey, the authentic, and it's real. It says authentic. Chip can verify that for you. An authentic Cooperstown Dreams Park
Lucky
jersey.
13, huh?
Anthony told me that I should wear this on the show, and I said, it's 11 years ago. It's a little too small at this point.
That
I
would be
was
a
over-
little too much information.
Yeah, but
We're
I
not
did.
going to have him change on air.
Yeah, but
Great job. Congrats, Nick.
thank you. But
I'm proud of you. I'm
but
more proud of
when
you.
I was thinking about this too, I was, because Chip said before, he's like, Nick doesn't respect the game, and I know he was saying it in jest. But these people were hard on this. It was like hats forward at all times, jersey tucked in with the belt, and high socks. We were wearing high socks too.
I saw that.
Ryan, if you want to pull up the Golden Arm competition too, you can see what I look like in that jersey. But it's really cool, and I mean, it was one of the greatest experiences I've had. But like they're making us go old school with these. Yeah, you see it there. So like the high socks and the hat, and and the
Tucked
belt and
in,
everything.
they're-
Like
You
it's
look
all.
You look like ball players.
That's what I'm saying, and it was really cool to do that
No
too.
baggy
so like,
pants.
no baggy pants. You got to keep them up. So I mean, that's what I'm. When I talk about me being young and stuff, just remember though, like I was put in these experiences where I was able to respect the game and play well and be successful, and that's just an example of that. And I did want to ask Chip where his section of the Hall of Fame was because he's big on baseball.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's a spot still waiting for me to do something to be in there. But
Excellent.
I think we're going to keep on waiting.
Well, here's my ring. There we go.
Way
Good
to
job,
go.
Nick.
Hey,
Good job.
that is great. It's amazing. Here's what I can't believe. People didn't realize I could keep a secret about a kidney transplant and near death. He kept this secret since he's been on the show, and I was just talking before the show, and I asked Nick to fill in for Smokin' Jim, and I'll rest my case after I say this, and I said, would you be on the show? And he goes, what am I going to talk about?
I forgot about the past.
Well, thank you
Slipped
very
my mind.
much. Hey, Greg Kirby, hello, my friend. Jim Ellenbogen, February 25th, 1977, Pistol Pete Maravich scored 68 points for the New Orleans Jazz against the Knicks, which was the highest individual performance at that time, except for Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points.
With no three-point line.
That's my point to this. He goes, he likes my wild caught dinner I just put up the other day. Wild caught moment. Thank you very much, Jim. I remember when that happened. Marilyn Mance is watching, good friend of ours. She does a little comic routine where she sounds like a horn, beep, beep. Been on my show a few times. It's hilarious. She was on national TV and across the world with her and her friend Mary with their performance. And Amy said, nice jersey, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you. It's one of my prized possessions.
All right. We can go to Chip Hayner and his trivia time in 10 seconds.
Very good. Well, we're talking about the influx of young talent into the Pittsburgh Pirates this year. And the Pirates have done something this year that they have not done since 1952.
Whoa.
Okay, and in 1952, the Pirates stunk. And they had stunk for quite a number of years, even with the guy that led the major leagues in home runs for 5 years in a row,
Ralph.
Ralph Kiner. They were still in the last place Pittsburgh Pirates, and it had been, let me see here, it had been 17 or 18 years since they won their last World Series, or even it had been, no
longer.
1927.
Yeah.
27. So they were
25 years.
25 years since their last World Series appearance, where they got
Crushed.
swept by the 27 Yankees. So I was at the game on Saturday, and Olivier Pagero, who some people feel is the Pirates' shortstop of the future, became the youngest Pittsburgh Pirate to ever make his major league debut at 21 years and 170 days.
Wow.
He started at shortstop for the Pirates. He's the youngest shortstop since Abraham Nunez in 1997, and the first player in club history born in 2000 or later to appear in a major league game. Let's go.
Wow.
Okay. Pagero became the 11th player to make his major league debut this year. Bly
record yet?
Madras became the 12th last
Okay.
night. O'Neill Cruz made his debut last September, and I was there for that. So he is going to join this season Cam Aldred, Diego Castilla, Jason DeLay, Cal Mitchell, Kanan Smith, whatever his last name is, Jigba, Yeri De Los Santos, Travis Swaggerty, Bo Sulsler, and Jack Sawinski. The last time the Pirates had 11 players debut through the first 64 games of the season was in 1952. Chief, are you ready for this one?
Uh-oh, here we
A
go.
list that included Tony Bartero,
Whoa.
Pirates trainer,
Yeah.
longtime Pirates trainer, Brandy Davis, Bobby Del Greco,
Yeah, I know the Del Grecos.
Dick Grote, Dick Hall, Ron Klein, Clem Koshorik, Jim Mangan, Lee Walls, Jim Waugh, and Ed Wolf. And there's two names out of those 11 that became memorable.
Yeah.
One of them went on to win an MVP, and if he isn't in the Hall of Fame, he probably should be.
Yeah.
Won World Series championships with the 1960 Pirates, and I believe he won another World Series in 1964
With the
the
Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
So, just a little update as to what we're seeing now, something that quite similarly happened 70 years ago.
Yes.
It's funny how history repeats itself.
And I met Bobby Del Greco at the Pittsburgh Press. He worked there, his sons worked there, and he has sons that are lawyers in the area and accountants, and work at the Pittsburgh Press and Post-Gazette. So great family, great stuff, Chip. Appreciate it. All right, we'll go to A2, or no, take two with A2. I was just ready to go to you.
Geno Smith will drop.
Look at that.
Welcome back, everybody, to Take Two with A2. Not much to talk about in basketball this week.
You brought it up already.
Yeah, I already brought it up. What pretty much happened. Other than the draft's in a few days, so which means probably big trades are going to happen, a bunch of movement. There's going to be young talent coming into the league.
What do you think about Kyrie? Where's he going? They're not going to sign him?
I don't know. They can't. He's not going to. I don't think he's going to want to re-sign there. I'm pretty sure he's going to want out.
Well, can they give him a max?
They could, but I don't think.
I don't see them doing it when you miss like 40% or more of the games.
Is there any team that wants him still?
Yeah.
He has talent, so people are going to want him, but I don't think he's worth it since he's a player that's not going to be there.
Look what he did for the Nets this past year.
Yeah.
Really showed a shining example of being a team player.
No, we know that.
That's why James Harden left, because he didn't feel like the team was a team anymore, which it wasn't. They only played like a handful of games together, the big three, the new big three with Kyrie, KD, and Harden.
And Harden looks diminished as a player.
Oh, yeah, he's not as good as
Right?
he once was, especially from his Houston days. It's kind of crazy to see how much a player can go from MVP to in a matter
It's
of
pedestrian.
3
In my
years.
mind, I'll use the word, he looks pedestrian.
But
Like,
yeah.
look at somebody crossing a sidewalk.
Yeah, the draft's coming up, so I mean that's exciting.
got
So
it.
hopefully some big trades happen. I don't know.
What one are you looking for? Anything that you thought of? Or you
Trade-wise?
just- Yeah, or you're just waiting to see?
The Hawks are planning on trading their center Clint Capella. He's just a solid
I knew you'd
role
know
player.
something. I had to dig deep with you. Thank you.
They don't not determined where he's going to go. Supposedly the Timberwolves might pick him up for like Malik Beasley or something. So that's pretty exciting if that does happen.
Don't you and Ryan like the Timberwolves?
Yes.
All right.
This will
Anything
help-
else
this will
with the
benefit the
Timberwolves?
What else? I don't know. I think
We'll
the
talk to
Jazz,
Ryan after the show.
The Jazz might lose Rudy Gobert as well. So that's also something. Cause
I hate him.
he's not that good. He's good, but he's not that good.
Well, I appreciate your insights. Thank you. Take two with A2.
Take two with A2.
All right, we'll go to my segment, On Location. I'm at this great ballpark at Penn State College. Wow. Nick and A1 did some great editing.
All him.
A1, that was all you. Well, I'm impressed. He showed me his website where he won awards. So now I know he's been hiding his skills from me. So now I got to bring out more out of him because I saw what he's capable of doing on his own. But now he's at BPTV. Wasn't that a great tease of the games? That was so cool. Do have a couple announcements. Remember we did the Monsville prison fights in West Virginia. September 3rd, we'll be doing Monsville prison fights. Got a call from Jim Frio, my guy, and Mike Murray, that they're going to have us come out to Monsville prison September 3rd. Last week I told Nick, when he wasn't laughing and giggling, to write down September 3rd. Then we got fights. Christopher Ralph, a local boxing trainer, is going to have us do fights on September 24th in Southside. So we'll have that for you for some on-location shows. I'm in talks with a couple other locations that possibly want to have us do a show at their facility, me and Smoking Jim, so we'll stay tuned with that. We got about 8 minutes left. I just want to do a free-for-all on sports. Chip's been away, so I'm going to go to Chip, and then we can see what he might have to give us some insights. Lay it on us, Chip.
One of the winter sports wrapped up their championship last week. The other winter sport is in the midst of their Stanley Cup Finals right now.
Yeah.
Looked like the Colorado Avalanche were going to steamroll the Tampa Bay Lightning, the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions. But don't count the Tampa Bay Lightning out yet. They came back strong last night. Vasilevsky stood tall. He got hammered on. He got hammered on Saturday.
7-0.
There's no question. 7 goals, which has never happened to him before. But he stood tall in the nets last night. We go to Game 4 tomorrow night, and this is what my feelings are. I like the Avalanche going into the series. I said without a question, I feel the Avalanche. If the Tampa Bay Lightning win tomorrow night, the Lightning take the series.
Well, Chip, I got to one-up you. After the Penguins lost, for some reason they didn't make it past the first round, I predicted Lightning would win it.
Well, they certainly do have the firepower to do it, but do not count it. Colorado is winning this year the way the Penguins did in 16 and 17.
Speed.
The fastest team on the ice. Nathan McKinnon is just an amazing hockey player. They've got a defenseman that's just off the charts. I mean, the guy's like...
Goaltenders are a little sketchy.
He's been compared to Bobby Orr. They're saying they're watching him do... Wayne Gretzky said, he's doing things I haven't seen a defenseman do since Bobby Orr played.
I watched Bobby Orr play.
And I watched Bobby Orr as a young man, and he was a superstar before anybody ever heard of Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, truly.
So
great stuff.
So yeah, we've got the Stanley Cup Finals on track right now.
Yeah. No, so it's been fun to watch.
So here's a question I have since we're free fall.
Yeah.
Last week, the Steelers signed Micah Fitzpatrick to a huge contract extension. How many of the insiders had that one? Oh, I probably
none.
Yeah. Once again, they're insiders, right?
Yeah, and now we're the most expensive salary and defense in the NFL.
Well, and I was listening to Mike Tomlin, some comments attributed to him today. With now that they're not investing that money into the quarterback position because that's what they had to pay when they had a Hall of Famer, Ben Roethlisberger, that they had to allocate those funds somewhere else. And now that they have allocated that funds to somewhere else, they need to see a return on their investment. They got the return on their investment with T.J. Watt last year. Yeah. So, tied the record with sacks, and I expect T.J. Watt to perform at the same level this year.
I got to be negative Ned. In Steeler history, I've never heard of the run defense being last, number 32 in the league. So if you're an elite defense, we got to see some improvement because we did have injuries on the line and linebackers. We needed that. So if we can improve that, I know which we can improve.
Well, and here's the thing. The Steelers had subpar inside linebacker play last year. No question, Devin Bush was horrible.
One step behind.
He was horrible. Yeah. And, was that a result of the major knee reconstruction surgery that he had 8 or 9 months before? Could be. I think the addition of Brian Flores as the linebackers coach could have a huge impact on the play of the linebackers. But the way the Steelers' defense is designed is that the defensive linemen were supposed to occupy the offensive linemen to allow the linebackers to make plays. Well, when 2/3 of our defensive line was on the injured list last year, there were problems. Hopefully they get that fixed because if the Steelers could get some semblance of a run defense, they could easily have a top 2 or 3 defense in the league this year.
Oh, there's no doubt. And like Jim just said, Jim Ellenbogen, all that money for defense, and still there's a huge hole opposing teams run through. We will see what happens. We're talking about some of the positivity that could happen with that this season.
And remember, defense wins championships.
in every
Not gonna
sport.
say that if you're
In
right.
every sport.
You're right.
I've seen it in every sport. So, Nick, any points on this first day of summer?
I feel crazy. My radio went out today when I was driving here, so I'm thinking of
Well,
something.
you know, I watch a lot of astronomical things.
Yes.
There was a huge solar flare that was projected towards the Earth. So we're going to have different outages and things over that, because with all the wisdom and money we spend on satellites, they don't shield them from solar flares.
crazy.
So
But maybe
think about that for you non-sports fans.
Yeah, I'm feeling crazy today, so maybe that's part of it.
It affected his equilibrium.
Yes. Quick point on the Pirates. 'Cause I talked last week about.
Hold it, Amy said 2-0 Pirates.
Love that. Yeah, Chip was on me,
3
too.
in a row.
Michael Perez hit a home run. This is unbelievable. Like, home runs are exciting.
Yes, but you know what is even more exciting?
That they have the lead.
No, that Brian Reynolds plated Brian Hayes on a sacrifice fly.
That's awesome. Pirate,
Scored the same number of runs as the home run.
Pirate point real quick.
Unbelievable.
But it took less batters to score with Perez than it did. Anyway.
Oh,
Anyway, so
We got 2 minutes,
Yeah, hold
Nick.
on real
Try
quick.
to
So-
get it out of your system.
I will.
Okay.
I thought about the Pirates. You know, they were doing well in the early months, and then they had that 9 out of 10 slide, 9 losses in 10 games. So,
Yeah.
But I also want to attribute some of that to injuries too, which I didn't consider last week when I was talking about Keller and the Pirates struggling. You've got a core of young players who are coming up and trying to establish themselves, and you lost like 3 significant veterans that were contributing to those wins early in the season. So I don't think that was easy. When you have a team that's gelled together, like the Yankees have 50 wins this year, and that's because they haven't had injuries this year, and their best players are playing really well because they've
How
got
about
a team
Judge?
that's constant. Yeah, but they're all consistently
Contract
together.
year.
Exactly. There's no substitutions needing to be made. That team has been consistently together. I think that if the Pirates would have still had those veterans on the team, they'd have been fine. But I think the injuries and then bringing up the young players took a little bit of a hitch in their successes. But I think now that the young players are getting adjusted, we're going to see a little bit of better days. Not as good as I initially thought they were going to do, but they're doing well.
Thanks for getting that out, Nick. I've always been optimistic, and if they don't lose 100, I'll be happy. If they have a losing season, I'll understand. Chip got me prepared for it, but I've watched more baseball this year than I did last year of the Pirates. And I've been excited by some of their games. I did turn the clunkers off, just so you know. I couldn't watch it all the way through, but I feel a little better about them, and I like what Cherington has brought to the minor leagues because we needed something to feed us, so we just don't feed the majors. A2, you want to end on anything? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I couldn't think of
So,
nothing.
You were good. We got to end this.
This year with the Pirates, it's about training and development. Next year, the Pirates, I think, the goal will be to get closer to being 500. 2024, I look for the Pirates to be really somebody to watch.
You got
Somebody
it.
that other teams don't want to play.
You got it from Chip. Final word. Please stay Joey strong.